Hey, this is Pastor Dave, and this is your Monday Mojo. Hope you had a great weekend. So it is on us. It is race week, and those of us who live on the west side of Indianapolis know what that means. They've been saying 5:25, 25 for this year's race, and it was a thrilling qualifications weekend. But I want to tell you a story about what happened way back in my early days of ministry when I was a youth pastor. You see, I grew up on the west side of Indianapolis. I grew up about 2 miles from the track. So when May came around, I mean, something in your blood just changed. It was a track time. It happened in May, and the practices started early, and you were over there whenever you could, and to go see it, just to experience, to be around it, to hear the cars, to feel the cars, and it's just part of who you are. Well, when I was a youth pastor in Greenwood, I found out the Indianapolis Star would allow us to buy the race day edition Star for 10 cents a copy and sell it for $1 for a non-for-profit. I thought, wow, what better way to make some money? I mean, 10 cents and you make 90 cents on $1. We could do that. So I got the youth together. I got some of my youth volunteers together. Now here's the deal. We had to be downtown at 3 o'clock in the morning. At 3 o'clock in the morning, then they bust us into the track. And then we got our papers and everything. So by the time we got our papers and we're ready to sell, it was about 4:30. The track doesn't open until 6. So I had a bunch of young people, never been to the track before. Stayed up all night because there was no reason saying, hey, go home and we'll meet you at the church at 2:30. So we went to the church. I said, you guys might want to get some sleep. You know how well that worked, right? And so we get into the track and we're trying to sell the papers. You can't just stand there and go, I have the paper. I mean, you have to yell. Hey, I got the Indianapolis Star edition. It's great. It's fantastic. So it was a lot of work. And then at the end, the most thrilling thing for me growing up on the west side, we got to stay and watch the race free. Sitting on one of the grassy berms there, you could watch the race for free. I was like, guys, let's go watch the race. And they were all like, we want to go home. And I said, you want to do what? And they said, we want to go home. I said, no, the race is about to start. We get to watch it for free. We're tired. We want to go home. Now, for a West Sider, I was thinking to myself, how in the world could you want to go home now when we get to watch the race for free? It blew my mind. But then it made me think. This is what made me think. This was not their experience. They had not grown up near it. They had not been around it. They had not experienced it. They might have seen it on TV because they were in Indianapolis. They were in Greenwood, so they were close enough. But it wasn't the experience. It wasn't part of who they were. And so for me to hope that they would enjoy the experience after making them work really hard was kind of silly. Now, I think that parallels to us in the church. I think we've been in the church a long time and know what it means and know how thrilling it is to be a part of what Christ is doing in the world. It's an experience. It's in our blood. It's who we are. And we want more people to experience that. So we bring them in and we introduce them. But it's not their experience yet. Remember, it's not their experience. And if we make them work really, really hard to get to the experience, they might just say, thanks, but I want to go home. Now, that's not to say that Jesus didn't make it very clear that following him was a challenge, and it was tough, and it was very rewarding, but it was hard work. But for us to introduce somebody to that experience and make it all hard just to be introduced maybe misses the point. Anyway, we missed that race. I drove him home, listening on the radio, going, what are we doing? I don't want people to miss out on this experience that we've found, the life of faith, the life of joy, the life of fellowship with other people, by making it too hard for people to want to do it. Anyway, that's your Monday Mojo. Hope you have a great week.